Hello everybody. Oh no, the webcam. Here I am. Forgot about that one. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing great. The weather is great here in the Netherlands after weeks of storm and rain and cold. It's getting a little bit warmer. I even put on my sunglasses today for the first time in a long time. Let me open my stream manager for just a bit. Let's see. How are we? Sounds good. Everything, is this thing on? Yep. Okay, cool. So yesterday's stream was kind of a struggle. Finally, I figured out where I went wrong. Let me show you the code. We're not going to work on that project today because I'm kind of fed up with it. Let me hide my viewers because that gives me anxiety. Let's see. We worked on Liveboard on a prototype. So the thing where it went wrong was that or rather I couldn't figure out how to get something done. Which was it called? It was like toggle, yeah. Basically, I couldn't get the loader of Remix to work together with the the toggle API. So finally, how I did it was I just needed to create a promise, and same for the time entries, which also work. For some reason it doesn't return an array. So yeah, does it work? It does work partially. I mean, this should be, according to the documentation and according to the status codes I get back, this should include an array of all the toggle time entries, but for some reason it didn't yesterday. I haven't checked it today because I'm going to postpone this project for, I think, until next week. Because I've got a taste of, okay, what this project gonna take. It's going to take a little bit more work than I initially thought. But maybe we'll work on the designs next week and see how we can get it to like a first version, because I definitely still see the value in creating this project, but I just don't know if it's worth my time, because I need to make some money, I guess. I need to take on some freelance projects pretty soon. And I also want to work on my own side projects, and I just don't think this is more of a personal project, and at the moment I can better allocate my time for things that actually help me. So today we'll be moving on with a value base, and I thought it would be fun for today to look at how we can, instead of now, if we run value base, just a quick refresh, if we run value base, everything gets pushed to the terminal. And what I want to do is push this information to let's say to a Notion database, really, for two reasons. Because value base for me already works like a charm, but I want to figure out how to use the Notion database to push data towards it, because we can use that for UpperBlend in the future, because we are talking about accepting people's own submissions to UpperBlend. And for the second reason, I think it's fun. I can fuck around with like cron jobs and all that kind of fun stuff. There will be also a lot of things to take into consideration. For instance, if you run the value base script and the URL is already in there, how am I going to prevent duplicates and all that kind of fun stuff? So I think step one is going to be set up a database in Notion, create a API. Create an API key for that application. As you can see, I'm already on the correct page. From there, we're going to write a script inside the value base project, which probably doesn't have anything to do with value base at the moment, but just so we can get some basic data into the database, so we can fuck around a little bit with how everything's going to work. And from there, we're going to take a next step and see how we can implement Notion, or how we can make the connection between that push to database script and value base, and which, if we reach that point, which might be today or might be next week, I have no idea how much time it's going to take me. I'm going to approach it pretty chill today, just having my cup of coffee. Going away, just chilling. Maybe talking to chat a little bit about different subjects. So we're just gonna wait and see. We're going to approach it very chill today. No need to worry, because it's a strange week with everything going on in the world, and I noticed that it's draining me, and also because of my training routine together with like this cutting phase, which I'm in at the moment. I'm not consuming enough calories in order to get fit this summer. Oh shit, what did I do? Yeah, please do that. Nice. Okay. Let's close this one. Let's create a scripts folder, and inside of there we're gonna say let's just call this script Notion for now. And since we'll be using Notion, I know that we need to include the Notion client. This is not the correct Notion. Actually, do they have more? This is like 6,281. And how many downloads is it? 31,000. Yeah, so this is definitely the right one. Strange that they can get away with like at Notion AQ, because who coded this one? So this package is compatible with Server 8. Like, how? Oh, this is Notion X. Yeah, exactly. This library is amazing as well. But I rather just use the official Notion API, because it won't break that easily. So let's see. We can do a multitude of things, but I think I'm just gonna install it as a global dependency. So npm add Notion HQ / client -- save. I don't actually think that npm add automatically adds the save flag, but we'll see. So okay, we have to start with this one. So we probably also have to get .env for the environment variables. Every time I look at this passage, I remember like a discussion I had with one of my teachers in college. The assignment was pretty simple, and there was like an assignment, okay, how can you take this further, improve the code, add a library, and I decided, okay, I'm going to use environment variables, because that's pretty common. A lot of projects use env, and I actually didn't get any points for that, because he was, oh, you better not include environment variables, because that always goes wrong, and then your secrets will be exposed, and yada yada yada. And I was just looking at him like, okay, right, so how the F are you gonna do environment variables then in the project? Yeah, you just place them on the server. Okay, and what if people are trying to develop something? Yeah, they just have to do it on their own machine. Okay, and how are you going to do that? It was a novel discussion, and I'm glad I'm no longer on that school. I think for me, college was a freaking waste. I mean, it wasn't a complete waste of time. That's a bit too harsh to say. But it definitely got in the way of a lot of things. Especially my mental health. But oh well. I've made it. I've graduated with honors for some freaking reason. And I think I only spent around 20% in class in college. And that was fine. That was the great thing about it. You could finish this college program and be like there 20% of the time just for like assignments and for handing in assignments and some How do you say it in English? Exams. Greatest decision I made during college was to be like, okay, I'm going to find a job that I can combine with college, and I ended up working full time for the last 2 years of college. So let's tackle this problem. Let's say require .env config. Okay. So then we can also make an .env file. I'm not going to go into creating an .env example file because this project isn't going to be public. It's strictly a tool for my own. For the people who are new to the stream or to YouTube, I've decided to keep this project private because what I'm doing is technically not allowed on the places I'm using it. But my argument is, if I keep this to myself, I'm doing web scraping. That's no secret if you look at the code, but web scraping isn't allowed on, for instance, indie hackers where I use this tool. But my whole justification of this is, it doesn't matter if I let like the computer scrape it or I'm just manually myself clicking through all the pages. It doesn't matter. Actually, I would argue that doing the web scraper is much more efficient for the server than me making all the requests, because I'm going back and forth, opening things, and I'm now just filtering like the posts that I want to have a look at. So, if anything, it reduces load on indie hackers. But I understand, if I release this project into the wild, there will be a lot of, I guess, people who will take advantage of it. So let's freaking see. We have a .env file for which we have to do the Notion token. So let's save this. And we can also start with opening Notion, which I'm going to move to the side for just a bit. Okay, my integrations. I think we can pretty much just create a new integration. I don't know if it will directly show the API token. If it does, I will go into just chatting and go through it again. So how are we? Let's pretty much, we can call this a value base. Do we upload an image? Nah. Associated workplace, my workplace. No user information is needed. Read content, update content, insert content. I want it all. And I want it now. Okay, can I copy this? Okay, wait, just a second. I'm going to place this internal integration token inside of my .env file. And let's... Nice. Thank you. Does it need to be placed in a string? Let me check this real quickly. I always forget. I don't think it needs to be a string. So we can copy this, which is already copied. Do I need to do anything else on the page? I don't think so. Cool. Not string. Nope. Ooh, I switched scenes without actually checking if I had anything on screen that couldn't be shown, but everything is alright. Also, welcome back, Sid. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so what will be a good test from here? Let me go to... I actually Notion updated at dark mode, and I find it so much better. It's just by making the background a little bit darker, everything seems to pop more and seems to be more readable. This is actually the database for my blog, which I also have to do something for. So let's create a database page, and let's call this value base. Let's create a table, and let's share this with a value base invite. So we have a name. What can we do? Let's just be... Let's just create like... So if we... Let's see. What are we working with? So we have a title, we have up. I'm not planning on adding the upvotes and the comments inside of the database because, I don't know, it's cool inside of the script, but if I'm pushing it to the database, it's not needed. I mean, it would be fine, but then I also will have to keep it updated somehow, and then I'm getting into a territory that I am making more requests than necessary. So we will have a title, which is going to be the name of the page. I guess we are going to have a URL, which is going to be this. And I think that's everything we need. We could also add like a checkbox. Replied. This is not going to be something that we are going to interact with the API we are going to build, but it's more sort of a I can add a view or a filter view where I can be, okay, show me every single post that I've replied to, so I can check the status. I can maybe do some calculations for Liveboard where I can say, okay, this week I replied to that much in the Hacker comments. I don't know, seems like a fun thing. Let's add a little icon. Value, let's say money. It really doesn't have anything to do with money. More like, I don't know. What should we do? Text cloud. Yep, this one, value based, because it's about interacting, and I'm going to add a cover image just because I can. This is more of a grammar cover image. I think I like this. It's pretty cool. Clear. Okay, so we have the .env loaded. And then we can... Let's first check if we can have access to the database. So let's add a test item. And let's do a Dutch news, or let's do my own website for that matter. Cool. So, query database, let's open that documentation. Okay, I think I can make this like a globe, or am I also going to add to the .env? Yeah, no need to keep that secret. Good evening, Twan. I took a big step. Resigned today. Oh, buddy, you got all fed up with that job, didn't you? Did it cost you too much time or too much stress, or why have you decided to resign? Let's copy this link. Let's paste it in here, and then I think this is the ID, of course. So this is great. Also, let's initiate it after we initiate Notion. It makes more sense in my opinion. And also let's spread it out because, nah, let's keep it this way. It's fine. Public heckling was getting way out of hands, getting threatened by... Okay. And also the stress, I got fed up with all the personal abuse. But god damn, that sounds horrible, man. Good thing you resigned. How then? That's like... How do you say that in English? Like, we call... In Dutch we say... Dat is mensonnerend. That is... degrading human beings. I don't think that's the exact translation I'm looking for, but we can see if we can find the proper. It's unworthy. It's disgraceful. Then a slap for the past 2 days. Yeah, if I understand. If you're stuck in a toxic environment, you have to get out as quickly as possible. Let's see. Let's create a async self-invoking function, for which we have to do this, of course. And this is going to be our main. Or we could also just like create a function called main. We can do like main. We can also do this in like a try catch block, I guess. Try catch error console error failed to do anything with Notion, or rather, if I get to this, you are time to dance. I don't know. And then we exit process 1. I go down now and I'll just focus on make product and get a job as soon as possible. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Just dedicate all your time to coding. I mean, developers are needed now more than ever, so I think you will be fine. Still, if possible, I would focus on getting an internship, because that would also make it easier. 9 out of 10 times, if you do an internship as a developer, you're probably are getting over the job, especially how it is now with so many open job positions. I'm just updating something here on my second screen. Just a second, guys. Just want to check if I'm doing this. Yeah, so let's do this and let's do async. I'm currently off stream. I'm working on learning, like, isn't project gonna make me eligible for a job? It's I don't know. A strong portfolio is definitely going to help, but I think many people are overestimating their projects. How am I going to explain this? The projects you are probably going to build now, I don't know. I mean, you could be an absolute genius and nail the projects you're doing, but I would like lower my expectations just a little bit and be like, okay, these projects are going to land me an internship. But I guess if you make a full-fledged application and everything works and there's error handling and all that kind of fancy stuff, you're good to go for a job. I know it's hard for me to tell if you will be ready for a job because I haven't seen any code. But still, I would really encourage, first get an internship. I mean, getting a job is great, but an internship is so freaking valuable in your first year as a developer. For me, it was very valuable for the first year of development on my journey, so to say. And I'm not telling you to get an unpaid internship, because I believe that internships should be paid. Go out for getting a remote internship ASAP. Yeah, if there are any remote internships, go for it. You could check remote okay. I don't know if there are actually... Does remote okay offer any internships? Robot okay. No, remote okay.com. Like, if I search for internship. It's... Growth internship is a product design legal and... So currently not. Maybe on other sites. Also, thank you for your honest opinion. Yeah, no problem. The last thing I'm going to do is lie to you guys. And actually, I have to shout out a couple of people, because over the past 2 streams, we have doubled our following, basically from 12 to 24 followers. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I'm very excited about it, because I think it means I'm doing something right. I'm on the right track for once. So let's see. I want to welcome Clunky, Dark Creation, Krister, and Indie Edva to the, I don't know, how are we going to call ourselves? Fam? Frontend fam? De Twan Kruisies. No. You're definitely on the right track. You're helping out people like me. Yeah, I think that's very important. Especially as a self-taught developer, it's sometimes pretty confusing to get into this field. Consistency is one of the most important things. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the biggest biggest improvement I made. You're streaming everything. I'm definitely on a schedule right now, as opposed to like my gaming streams or my Twitter or Indie Hacker or blog posts for that matter. Or I don't think. Let me put it this way. I wasn't doing things consistently like when I started this journey back in September. And I've made the switch in like this year to be more consistent with, okay, I'm going to cut down on all my blog posts for Remote 101. Remote 101 is fun and all, and I really love writing, but it isn't really that profitable. So I'm going to cut it back to once a month. I can write a cool blog post, and if I feel like it, I can always post more. I mean, people now expect like a newsletter every month, along with a new blog post. So everything I do more is like a happy surprise to my readers. Streaming is something I just want to do more because I'm having the honor to talk to you guys, and I just enjoy it more, and it also pushes me to stay active on projects like this. And then I have my Twitter, which I'm also planning in right now, and for which I also have plans to do more or interact more with other people. And I started this like back in February, and I think I'm doing well. Followers isn't going that crazy on Twitter, but I'm definitely, the follows I do get are funnily enough by people who I have admired for a couple of years. Also indie hackers who are following me back. So that's great, I guess. And then the biggest question of them all for the next quarter is I need to make money. Because streaming is fun, Twitter is fun, blogging is fun, but it isn't going to pay my bills. So I might have to get a freelance job, or I might have to get a project off the ground and make like, if I can net like $2,000 a month or 2,000 euros a month, I can sustain myself. I can sustain the style of living. It will be great. If I can get to it, I would like to get to like 5,000 euros a month, because then I can net like 3,500 a month, and then it's really a quality of life update from there. Because I have this apartment for at least another year or 1.5 years, and after that I have to get out, and the housing situation in the Netherlands is freaking awful. I think in the rest of the world as well. So I definitely, thanks for the follow, Kindrek. Welcome. So I definitely have to make more money. I mean, I'm already would go through the roof if I earn like 2,000 and I can sustain myself and I can do what I love every day. Code a little on Twitch, make some fun projects, help you guys out. That's definitely something that's on the roadmap as well, like going more into teaching. And more into doing like interactive streams with chat where I build things you want to see. I think it was last week or the week before that. No, it was last week. I helped someone. They asked a question about, hey, have a look at this design. And I went into Figma and I showed them, okay, this is how I would do it. I think that's definitely the most fun for me. But first we have to get to an income before we can get to the fun things. So I can take on like a front-end project for like 2 to 3 months, which will have to change the stream schedule a bit because I'm obviously working. But if I do a 3-month project, I can sustain myself for a year. That's pretty much the way it is. I can go crazy with buying like PlayStations and like a new computer and shit, but I can sustain myself for yet another year. We'll have to see how it goes, you know? We'll have to see how it goes. take it one step at a time. Don't aim directly for the 2,000 euros. Let's first get to 100 euros. And from there to like 200, 400, 800, 1600. Let's just double it every time. See how we can double it. Because I think that's a mistake a lot of people make is I'm seeing that guy over there. He made a very simple application, and that motherfucker is making like 10,000 euro every month in monthly recurring revenue. I'm like, okay, but look at this whole period in front of them when he wasn't Twitter famous, and all the shit he went through, and his whole personal life he threw out of the window. It's not that simple, and I definitely want to get like to that place in a way that I'm still enjoying myself. I'm 26 years old. I'm still like. I'm getting into the prime of my life with like working out and all this stuff. I mean, I lost 35 kilos. I mean, I want to enjoy that physical shape by going to parties, like hanging out with friends. Indie hacking is fun, and everybody's saying, oh, you need to work 80 hours a week. I hope I can prove them wrong by keeping normal hours. Of course, sometimes I have to work a little bit more, sometimes I can work a little bit less. But the last thing I want to become is yet another, like, Twitter fluencer that we do. You have to grind every day. No, you just have to work smart, I guess. Or maybe you have to grind 80 hours a day and I'm completely wrong and I will be out of money in like half a year. We will see and we will figure it out together. I mean, you're following me, so we will see where it goes. So, how much viewers did I lose during that rant? Sorry, guys, that I went a little bit off track with that whole live update rant. Hopefully, it was valuable to someone. Otherwise, I will shut up and just go back to coding. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Where were we? Let's see. We were checking out. Oh yeah, we were going to check out if this script is actually working by getting like this row out of the Notion database. Once we know we have a connection to the database, we can post some. We can try to post some dummy data. I worked with the Notion database a lot. I mean, in a couple of projects, and fetching data from the database is very easy, but I've never posted or patched any properties or page or blocks or everything or anything. Not everything, anything is the proper way to say it. So we'll figure that out. So let's see. Let's do a const response is 08 Notion dot databases dot query. Are we going to use filters? Do we need filters? I don't think we need filters. I think we can just get away with just using the database ID, and then we should be good. And we can console log the response. And I guess this will do it. So we can go into scripts and we can go into Notion. And what is this? Require is not defined in your. Oh shit! We use okay. But that might also mean that we have to to update the .env, right? Yep. Let's see what is the proper way to do is import .env as module. The ES6, yeah, of course. Just let me see. Yeah, but can I do this as a one-liner or do I really have to do it this way? I guess I have to do it this way. Let's see if people are smart and can come up with a solution. I don't think they can. Actually, that's just the way it is. Doodlin, doodlin, doodlin. Oh, wait, it's in the docs. Import.env config. So we can do it as a one-liner. Can we do it as a one-liner? we can do it as a one-liner. See, that was exactly what I was looking for. And did we get back the right data? Let's see. List object. We've got back 3 pages, which might actually be right because we have 3 rows. So let's delete this so we can have a look at the row. Let's just Yep, that's it. ID is this, and we can go to test item. Yep. Cool, and we have the URL and we've replied. We are going to change that. So now that we have like the fetch, we don't actually need that. We need to be able to update or do something with the database. So that's pretty much a patch. Update property schema object. Or let's just read through this documentation. Update an existing database as specified by parameters. Okay, but isn't there an easy way to like, oh, maybe we have to create a page. Exactly, we have to create a page. Okay, pages to create. So we have the database ID. And you have an icon, and you have properties. Oh, so exactly. So that's something you can do. This seems as a very easy thing to do. And then we can also maybe include an update command. We might as well do that. Okay, let's try this, I guess. Do we actually need to include this into response? Yeah, let's wrap this into a response. And then we can do await notion.pages.create. And then we first have like the parent, I guess, according to the notification, which is database ID. Which needs to be that. And then we go to like, you can set an icon and a cover and an external. What is an external? Properties, parent. Oh, as like external page. So you can set like cover type external, and then external you can set like anything, I guess. Like maybe you want to scrape blog posts, and then you can do like cover type is external, and external is like the social, the OG image, the open graph image. You can do some pretty fun things with this. I always have some criticism on the Notion API, but the way their like documentation is put together is actually pretty decent. But we are not going to add any icon, not going to add any covers. We are going to, let's also do this before we forget it. And let's say properties. Because we know we have a property called name, which has a title, which is an array, which has text, which has content. Why are you... title was an array. Oh, an array of objects. Of course, you need to include an array of objects. How silly of me. Format this for me, please. Please. We'll do this way. Text content is going to be like the like let's say from script, and then we also have to include like URL. How did we call that in the database? Hey, I've closed Notion. Just a second. Lowercase URL. Okay, cool. So let's go to lowercase URL, which let's look at properties. URL string. So URL is just a simple string, right? Then let's say https:// do a Dutch news site, so we can stay updated on the whole Ukraine situation. And I guess if we do this, then this should update. Or not, and we run into an error. Validation error. Body field validation fix 1. Body properties name ID should be defined. Instead it was undefined. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see. Properties name children. We don't need any children. What am I doing differently than they are doing here? Yeah, okay, but that's what we did, right? Then let's grab this object and let's replace it. That's the same. Body field validation fix 1. Body properties name ID should be defined. And why exactly should that be defined? I'm creating a page. I'm not... Interesting. Maybe I've just skipped over something that I should have read. The owner in the page, if the parent is a page, the owner's title. So the database ID, which makes sense. Yes, then we have properties, which is an... Name, title, text, content. Name, title, text, content. Description, and then we have URL, and which is just your... Let's remove the URL. Maybe that's a problem. Yeah, okay, so the URL was the problem. So this, like, error thingy wasn't really, like, the problem. Right? Let's do this again. Let's run this again. See? Then we don't... Okay, so the URL probably needs to be, like, if I remember correctly, URL is the property name. And then you do, like, URL is this. That's the problem. Yep, that is exactly the problem. And now if I open Notion, we have 2 items inside of here. Woohoo! Okay. Now, my question really is, will it be possible to, like, put an array inside of here? Otherwise we have to use something like maybe it's in here. Otherwise we have to use something like promise all, which probably is fine, but okay, so this script works. Let's say that instead of oh. let's do it this way. So we have an example. Then we're going to add a new file, which we are going to also call notion.js. We can take this, but instead of doing this, we will actually create a function. Export async function. Create page, I guess, which will take a name and a URL. And then we can do like, we don't have to do this, we can just do this. And probably we can just do this, right? And then we can catch, and all the, if it catches, we can do console error. Failed to create page. And we are not going to exit the program. We're just going to do this. And we have the database ID right here. We have name, and then for content we can do like the name. We don't need that one. It's not React. It's just JavaScript. And for this we can do like URL. And then we can go into. So what are we doing right here? We are getting title, upvotes, comment count. That's going to be push for title. Data.map. Yeah, so we can practically run this, like this function from this data.map. I guess, yep. So instead of like shitting this out to the console, we can do two things. We can, or three things actually. One, we can just place it inside of the data.map and paste it out to the CLI as well as, or paste it out to the terminal as well as updating Notion. We can just remove the CLI since everything will get to Notion, but I don't know if I like that because I'm very used to like opening my terminal, running the script and see everything is in there. And we can also do 3, and that is that we create a flag so that we can maybe omit the part where we push everything to the Notion database, which I might prefer. So maybe we can do like, so if I do value base, I can do yesterday to get yesterday posts, but I can also do maybe like do print, and then it only prints out instead of pushes it to the Notion database. I think I actually prefer that one. So let's see, where did we leave that leave the little bit of code? Yep, exactly. We can do like if print is bigger than min1. For some reason I forgot the syntax of like an if statement. That's cool. Let's import create page from Notion. Day.title and day.link. Or maybe we can say Notion. Yeah, I think this makes more sense. If we apply the flag like Notion, it will get pushed to Notion. Otherwise, it will just print to like the terminal. So let's try this. If you do like FB, ooh, cannot find module import. Did you mean import? Yeah. Sorry, just a tiny mistake. Oh, it's inside lib Notion. I don't have to do like JS, right? Do I have to include JS? We can try, I don't think. Oh, yeah, okay. I have to include JS for some freaking reason. Okay, so this worked, and as far as I know, it didn't push anything to here. Now, let's see if we've got this right in like... How many minutes? 53 minutes. That will be a new record on stream. And yesterday still works. Let's create a little bit suspense. Let's just run another function first. Running value-based script. It gets all the posts from yesterday, which are quite a lot. And again, if I refresh this, it didn't push anything. And now we are either going to nuke the whole function and everything breaks, or it just works and I can be happy and we can move on to like some validation steps. Okay, now I'm going to apply the flag notion. So in this, like, once the scrape happened and we have all the data and we have everything filtered out that we don't want, before we return to the console log, we will have to create the page, which will trigger this function, which will in turn move or like create the database rows here. So fingers crossed. It worked! Cool. I mean, that was flippin' easy. Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, this changes like everything for today. We can now, okay, let's just take it from here and like improve it. Let's just first take a sip of coffee and enjoy the small victory that we've made this work. Ooh. Now, does everybody have any suggestions about what we are going to do now? I guess we want to prevent pushing duplicates to the database. So let's figure out how we are going to do that, and maybe extract this to a function. Okay, I'm actually going to do this like inside of a different function, so I can do some validation right here. So, is there a way that we can check for duplicates? So basically, I'm guessing that we can do that on the URL. But oh, you know what we actually can do? Is we can place the date inside of here. Let's see how we can, because if I have a date, that will also make validation a bit more robust and more performant, or yeah, but in a sense it will make it more performant. Because right now, if I'm going to add validation and say, okay, look at the database and the item and all the rows inside of there, if there's a duplicate URL, don't push it to the database, right? Sounds simple enough. But if I don't include a date inside of the database, I will probably have to like go through the entire database to see to look at all the links to see if they're duplicates. I can narrow that down like a whole lot, especially for talking like weeks into the future, by saying, okay, we are running the script. The script is taking the items from today. So, or from today or from yesterday. So look at that date and see if we already have that link inside of there. Then instead of pulling like cross-checking like data from 100 rows, we only have to do that for like 27, which is already a big improvement. So let's freaking see. Okay, so we are going to add a date to this. So let's say date is date. And how do you push a date? Property. ISO 861. Okay, so we can probably... okay, so we can do this and we can do like date. Or maybe we can do... Okay, so we pretty much know. We don't need that here. We can just do push notification and we can do if maybe we want to extract this to like a constant, so we can check this much more easy. But let's do it. So if yesterday, let's say let date, and we can do like date is equal to how do you do that with date FNF? Date FNS. Like get me today. Documentation today. Current date. Or do we just do new date is today? That's also possible. We have parse, right? Parse the date. Return the date, parse from a string. Cool. Parse trading name. Okay. Let's just quickly look at Google to see if we can just copy paste it from somewhere. That's way faster. Date and FNS. Today's date. Yada yada yada. Do you want a certain date? No, source format string. New date, year, month, Monday, date, 8 hours. Yeah, sure. Or maybe do we have like yesterday? End of yesterday. Return the end of yesterday. Okay, so basically it's like this is for. We can do an else, I guess. And then we can go inside of here. We can paste the date. And then we have a date, which is date, I guess. Date, property. I'm on the wrong page. I need to go to the properties, property values. Come on. Let's see. How are we going to do date property values? Start, end. And what if we don't have a start? Okay, maybe start. Okay, so we have dates. Shipment time is day is another date because that's the object, and then we say start is date. And then let's go to the Notion database. Let's get rid of everything from here to here. Let's delete that data. And let's first run the script without pushing everything to the database. And we get a trigger. Because we have to end of yesterday and end of today. And to place that over here, I don't know why it just didn't merge the two. Okay, so now we got rid of the errors, which is great. Okay, so we have that one. You know what? Let me quickly... no, I'm not going to update stream title. Let's just keep it at co-working. Okay, so this worked. Now, let's see if I got it right the first time. I'm skeptical, but let's see if we get it. So this should only... So what I expect is this function to run. We push the Notion, and inside of this function, we are looking at if we have the flag of yesterday, which would be like this. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. If I do that, I will get the start date, or I will get the date property of yesterday. Else, if we didn't set any flags, it will just append the date to set the date property to today for all the results. So, boop. Haha, format is not defined. Which is great because it seems like it didn't push anything to the database. Format. We used end of today, right? End of day. Oh yeah. Haven't read the like. Or am I stupid and I can just like... Yeah, we already have a date, you idiot. I didn't even have to do like that whole check with this, because I think I already formatted it, so it's on the date. So we have data.push, and then we have this, so before we push the okay. Let's do this. So now it will return the dates for me. I already thought of March 3. Okay. So will Notion accept this as is, or do we get a date? It's lowercase, right? It's lowercase. Date. Still, this does seem a little bit cumbersome, but we are going to add validation inside of this function, so I'm not going to remove that. Okay, let's see if this now works inside of Notion, or if we have to reformat the string before it goes to Notion. Failed to create page. Body failed because of should be a valid ISO. Yeah, exactly. Failed to create page. Okay. Parse ISO. Parse the given string to like this. Okay. Options, arguments. So parse ISO. Is that going to work? Like... const parsed date is await parse date. So instead of creating, yeah, you know what? Let's just see if this does the job. 3 arguments required, but only 1%. That probably has something to do with the parse date, right? Okay, so nothing got pushed. Because we are an idiot, and I didn't include the parse ISO. I just said parse. We just need this. This might actually not work, but instead it was null. Okay, cool. We can work with this. Like let's remove this and let's just console out. What are we working with? Shut up, Google. Okay, Google. Shut up. Okay. Invalid date. So what is the date then? Okay, so we first have to do this then. Oh, god damn it, Van. I'm rushing this too much. I need to have a better look at my code. But oh well, you know, the computer is telling me, oh no, you're doing it wrong. Okay, so this is cool, but isn't this already an ISO string? I guess that's already an ISO string, right? So what if I just do this? Is it going to be happy with me, or is it going to like kill me? I think it's an... please. Oh! March 3 at D. Oh! This works. Cool. Now, can we... Maybe we can move this to... Nah, no. Let's keep it this way. Cool. Cool. So we have this. Hey, new Instagram follower. Paolo. Okay, so where do we go from here? So we have today's, like, reply to. No, that can be checked. So we have today, and now we have to come up with a way. So we can check it against this data, which is fine. Also, let's see what happens if I do like FB Notion yesterday. This will probably add everything to the database, right, with the proper date. March 1, March 2, March 1, March 2, March 3. That's just strange. Why do we have a March 1? This is a bug. Which didn't came to light during the implementation of yesterday. Which is strange. Why would that be the case? Is my Google Home like yelling at me? No. Cool. So, how? So we scrape, we scrape, we scrape, we scrape. We say index yesterday is today or is yesterday. Parse date. New date. Basically, this is at the end of the page, right? Ah, that's why it's probably in there. The final page ended here, but it had also 3 inclusions of like March 1, which if if I'm not mistaken, filter date. It should be filtered out right here. Let's see. So if we open this one. No, it's here it says it's March 2. This is odd. March 2, 2022. March 2 at 12. 42 in the morning. But it probably doesn't matter for the check all that much. Yeah, it's a bug, but it doesn't matter for the check because like my code will still look at the value like, okay, yeah, that's March 1 instead of something else. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How long are we streaming for? 1 hour and 70 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to take a small break because I have to go to the toilet and then we can tackle like the duplicate data thingy. And once we've got that done, we can do a deep dive. Let's dance. We can do a little deep dive in maybe setting up like a small server for this. Maybe we can basically make this like a serverless function. And then run that serverless function on a cron. That's something I might want to do. Like run it every 4 hours. Or 2 times each day, or... No, I think... Or maybe every 6 hours. So it runs 4 times a day. But then again, will it be sufficient? Or... No, I think 4 times a day will be quite alright. I mean, we might miss some entries that are posted at the very end of the day, but hey, okay. I don't think that will be any amazing opportunity. Or let's just worry about that if we like test out the cron and find out that it is really that big of an issue. The biggest issue I see at the moment, what I find a bigger issue is like this March 1, which should be March 2, so something is not going great here, but hey, that's something we can fix later. As long as the code thinks that this is March 1, it will check against March 1. We can optimize it later. I'm probably going to work on this like for a couple of more like coding rounds, so I will get rid of it. I will clear the database before I'm even going to take it into use, like treat it as a production database. So, yeah, I'm going to take a 5-minute break, stretch my legs, get something to drink, maybe get a snack because I'm getting a bit hungry. But yeah, I will set a counter so you know exactly when I will be back, and I will see you guys in 5 minutes or when the counter goes to 0. But then again, I have to set up a counter. I'm back. I'm just checking something for a event tomorrow on my second screen. Do I want... Or actually, we went to a 1G policy, which means everyone needs to test before an event. But I'm wondering, does this event that I'm invited to require that? Let's just say... Oh, maybe I can find it on the Facebook event of it. I'm not sure. It doesn't tell. It doesn't show anything about the 1G. Okay, let's just get back to coding and worry about this later. I will probably get a message, and otherwise I will purchase a ticket myself. Okay, let's see. We want to get rid of duplicates. And maybe for sake of development speed, we want to mock a response. Because now every time we are running the script, we are basically scraping everything. Okay, let's just only focus then on today's results. But first of all, let's delete well, no, let's not delete everything because we need to check for duplicates. So, how are we going to check for duplicates? We definitely don't want to scrape everything. We probably want to fetch, right? Maybe there's... You know what? You know, let's see. What happens if we like push something, if we do it 2 times? Like we run it once. Yeah, it just pushed it, it just appended it again, right? Like, let's search for a job. Yeah, now we have it 2 times. Okay, that sucks. I was kind of hoping that if it would encounter... So, let's say, can we find filter? Or maybe we can do something with create a page. Okay. Parent, properties, children. I'm wondering what we can do about this. Because ideally, I don't want to do a fetch. And then... I mean, it wouldn't be horrible to do a fetch, because I don't expect like 100 results for a day of like posts. But maybe we can come up with some kind of ID. Maybe we can like extract this ID and make a field out of that. But then again, I don't see like any filter possibilities or any conditionals inside of the create page. Because, okay, a data page parent. Properties. The properties, children. No, we don't need an icon and a cover. So, let's Google this for a second. Maybe someone got Notion API. don't create duplicates. I would probably have to go the fetch route. Because there's nothing inside of here that makes me... Yeah, then we need an ID. But this has a different ID than this one. It's okay, we probably have to query the database, which... Does that suck or doesn't that suck? It sucks a little bit. But hey, let's just code something and see where it takes us. It doesn't hurt at all to have a function where we like can get the fetch. I'll show you fetch DB, fetch data, fetch initial data, fetch DB. Let's just say fetch DB. And for this we need a date. Because then we can, what we want to do is look at the date, filter the results, because then we can, yeah, okay, of course. That was the whole story I just told about 2 hours ago. We need the date so we can check the two links against, okay, like we have an array of like, or we have like 1,000 results in our database and we want to append like 5 new results. And we have to check if are there duplicate links, because then we don't want to push it to the database. So if we apply the data fetch DB, we can go from 1,000 results to like maybe the 5 that were already there today, and then we can check against the links and we can say, oh, we already did this and there were no new posts, or hey, there are 6 new there are 6 things we want to add to the database. Only one is unique, so post that one. Makes sense? For me, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense for you, let me know and I will try to explain it a bit, I guess, a bit slower, or that's not right. I will place a bit more thought about how I'm going to explain it. Now I'm just like, oh, I need to do this and this and this and I just try a whole bunch of stuff, see if it works. And if it doesn't work, I will take it from there. What was the filter? You have or and filter conditions. Or return space when any of those are for array match. Yep. And so we have filter and property date. And then we have dates, start, date. And then we return So, okay, we can do it like this way. Oh, see, I'm going too fast. I'm doing this wrong. Ah, of course. Of course. Of course. Oh, but this also sucks. Because now I'm running this fetch DB. Basically every push. So what we probably want to do is do it this way. But I basically only want to execute this. So I'm moving it from the map to like the actual function, because otherwise it's going to run on every single object inside of data array. So if it has 27 and if it found 27 posts, it will run 27 times. What just happened? So I'm moving it out of here. So let's say this. And now that I'm here and we are going to use it yet again, we are going to make constants for it. Const has notion flag is this. Const has yesterday flag is this. Now it can pretty much be on one line, right? Yep. Same for this one. Okay. It's still formatted that way, no problem. So now we can do it like here. So we don't have to like calculate it every time. That's also a benefit of doing it this way. If notion flag, yeah, sure. Then we can keep this one, but we just comment out this one. Is it still not right? Okay, let me check if the parse date is even, or did I forget? Yeah, I did forget. Or I didn't update this one yet. So we have date. So let's see what is the. So you have like or property contains this, or checkbox is this. Ah, okay. So now we get to like, if you do this with Notion, you want to now equals will. Do we need to use equals? No, it basically needs to be today. On or before. Okay. I wish it was a little bit easier, but it is what it is, I guess. So what should we use? On or before, where the page property value is on or before the provided date. Yeah, so basically we have to do end of today and end of yesterday. So then we get like... So if we have today, we can do like before. Or we can do after. Or we can do a combination of before and after, maybe. Or we can be pretty lax with it. No, let's do on and after. So let's go to date NFS. So this is pretty much only in the case of so before end of today and after. Let's see what we get here. Oh shit, that doesn't work. Why doesn't it console log that? Oh, because it's... Boom. Okay, so we have how do you feel like this? which has a date of March 3, so that's today indeed. And then if we go all the way down, the last one in the list is also March 3. Or are they shuffled? Let's just grab 2 other random pages to see if it's... Yep, this is cool. And this is cool. So it probably only got the page from today. And maybe we can normalize this a bit more. Or do we want to extract it to a whole different function? Nah. Let's wait with that for just a while. My brain is going everywhere at the moment. How am I going to do this in a clean way? Maybe I just... Because what do we need to check against? Like, we probably want to change these values. So do we need a date? We probably need a date. And then we can change these values accordingly. Or we can say is yesterday. Is... We can do this pretty easy because we already know that it's yesterday. If we have set a flag. Alter date. So okay, else we're going to return this. Start of yesterday. Oh, that's actually what we need. That's fine. Start of today. Oh, that's way better. Start of the day. It might be a little bit of too much start of today, but it's that way, I think. After start of today. So, and then we can say here before, and then guess this is it. And then we don't need the date. Don't need the date at all. Okay, so how am I going to check this? We might actually want to normalize the data we like return here. which I will actually grab from another project. Because I've done this before and I don't want to figure it out again. Cd app lib notion. And I only need like the URL and the... Yeah, basically only need the URL. And let's get the date just for so we can check it more easily. Dates, I guess this is right. Slug cover image. Date start. Then we can normalize the data we return. And we can do this, and we can do this, and then we can open this up. Data.map is not a function. And why are you not a function? Oh no, my keyboard is almost empty. Data.map is not a function. Okay, cool. I think I'm just being silly, but... Ah, shit. Yep. 03, 02, 02, 02. 01. Oh, this is not good. 02, 02, 02, 02, 02, 02, 02, 02, 02. These are strange. But as far as I can not know. Okay. And if I do like... Actually, that's not right. So we say if it's yesterday, before end of today. Oh, I've changed them around. I'm sorry. So now it should be okay. So if we do this, we should see 03 and only 03's. No, see, now we are also getting back like 2 and even 1. Why the hell is even that? Do I have to await this? I can't imagine that this is the solution, but let's just check it anyway, because this doesn't make any sense. Await is a reserved keyword. There's still a bunch of 0. If yesterday, that's not true. So we are at this. So before the end of today and after the start of today. So that it doesn't make any sense that it's returning. Do I have to include like not? Maybe the way I did this doesn't work. That's okay. So the way so what I'm thinking at the moment is maybe I can't set before and after inside of the same inside of here. So like maybe I have to do like end and then like be end property. Okay, but that's fine, I guess. But then we can just paste it as an array and be like filter date. So like await filter date. And then we can do return an array of property date. Maybe you have to do this way. Yep, that was the problem. Okay, we've learned something new about the API. That's fine. That's fine. That's just great. Okay, and now if I include the yesterday flag, it will get me like yesterday as well. So okay, so we have this anomaly right here. And this anomaly right here, but I don't care. We'll work with it. Okay, so now we have the like fetch DB thingy, which responds with an array of objects. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Now, am I going to check it all together? Maybe I can just do a data.filter. So, okay, we do have two maps. But that might not be like filter data and push to Notion if flag. I think that's better. So data dot filter. I will have a quick toilet break. I will be right back, baby. I'm back. Okay, let's filter the data. Filter data and push to Notion if flag is set. So we should probably like... how are you going to do this? So if Notion flag, const current data is await this, and then we can do how do you do it again? Compare to erase values and remove duplicates. Array 1 is return array 1 filter. Okay, let's see. Let's also remove this for now. Yeah. They will not be the same. There must be an easier way to do this right. Yeah, this is basically what I want. Yep, this is exactly what I need. I knew there was a way to do this. It's like data.filter is day, and then I need this right here. And then we have like, so array 2 is, let's do current data, filter, and then data. And then be like, let's call this current data, and let's call this day. And then if day, say day. Yep, this should be cool. Yep, this is what we want. So if we like delete everything. Oh, wrong key. If we delete everything, now this will be a full array again. Or not. Oh, it's day.link. Cool. No, and then we need this. Oh, sorry. Maybe I'm doing this. Oh my god, nobody told me that I'm this stupid. There's no data in here. Fuck. What's the fastest way to do this? Oh well, we can just like do this, I guess. Interesting. Kind of wondering, this date will not be correct because it comes from here, which is this, it gets the title. So then we have r.date for which we filter. But why? Did we move that to like the Notion example? Let's to be sure. Let's do this. Parse date is d.date is it's a bit much, but we'll clean it up later. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, this works. This can go. And now let's get rid of this map. So let's push nothing, but let's just console log new data so we can see if this works. And yeah, indeed, this is all duplicate data. So we need to move this around because I only want to get back the thing that I'm actually going to push. Ah, shit. That's right, because they don't match up at all. Okay, that's it. We are going to parse the date. Somewhere else. Otherwise we can't compare. Or we can do that. We don't need to do it because we are only like matching the links, right? So we get back the data. Okay, let's do a little digging. So this is the return value. Console log this. Oh shit, I know what I did wrong. Too many console logs. Too many console. It's getting a little bit too much. And that's why I'm losing overview of what's going on. Sterker nog, which is Dutch for radiat. We can now get rid of this. And it was probably right all along. But I was just being a little stupid. We can do this and we can do this. And then we console log the new data. And we only should get back a single Or nothing at all, really. Or maybe one new one, or nothing, or... Yeah, now we get an empty array. So if I delete like this one, we will get the job board thingy. Which is not true from some reason. I'm confused. I'm also a bit tired, so sorry if I'm taking a little bit too much of your time today. Okay, now it's returned. Yeah, so... Oh, this is actually... I'm not even mad. See, that I needed to filter the data, and now we have the new one. And now we can do like new data.map. Yeah, exactly. We can do this, we can save this, and we can say new data.map.d is parse date. This, and then we can do this. And now we'll only add the job thingy. Boom. And if I remove this one and this one, we will get 2 new results. Yep, 2 new results. Great. And if I run it again, we will not push anything to the database. Nothing at all. And if I do yesterday, we'll add a bunch of stuff. Do I need to update this in any way? No, because we are good to go. See, it took a little bit of time and a little bit of like being stupid, but we'll get there in the end. Now we'll add a whole bunch of things, I guess. Oh. Okay, so now we have a new issue. If current data is... Yeah, so if this, then this, if data, if no data.length, or maybe I have to say and no. I think this is right, because this means that if data has a length and current data has length, we can still go through. If data has a length, but if current data doesn't have any length, I'm doing this the wrong way around. We probably have to say if no current data and data.length. If no current data.length, So if there is no current data, but there is data, then we just map over the data. Then we do this. And let's offload this to this. Otherwise, yeah, exactly. If no data.length, return. And then we also don't have to get the current data. This is actually way better. If hash notion flag NN has data.length, then we go inside of here. Otherwise, we don't have to append anything. Then we say current data. If there's no current data, we'll stop it right here. Otherwise, we'll do like new data. We'll compare the two, say new data, and we do that map. Right. So if we do yesterday now, it will add the yesterday posts without a question. Failed to create page. Instead it was null. That's because parse date. Hey, but it did create a bunch of things. Oh shit, and I need to return this. Okay, so let's delete everything again. Let's also say that if has notion flag only if we rather yet. Oh, let's just keep it this way for now, it's fine. Okay, let's add the things from today. Okay, cool. Still one anomaly, but I can live with that for now. Then we do like, okay, now add all the posts from yesterday. Cool. So see, this already works. And if I do this again, it will output this, the colors, because it doesn't have anything to append. And it will go to the colors. Cool. But this is actually not what we want. But hey, we got this whole Notion thing to work, so that's great. That's actually something we can cross off the list now. Proton Notion, we did that already. Notion table. Oh, this is a note. Okay, then we can delete it because we completed it. Now I want to have control over... Okay, so... If no as Notion flag. Better. Better. Yep, so now if we have like the Notion flag, we will render nothing indeed, because that will update Notion. But if I do just FB, let's see if it doesn't have a Notion flag, return. Can I just like return a data.map? That's... I don't think we can, but let's just try it anyway. I never know, I never remember these rules. Yeah, see, we can just return a data.map. See, cool. Cool. Okay, so if you do fb/notion, fb/yesterday, we will get yesterday's post without any other stuff. Yep, that works. We haven't done anything. Let's do a test by deleting this one. So let's delete this one. And let's say just run FB. Then there shouldn't be anything appended to this one. 34. This didn't update. But if I now do Notion, this should update to 35. This value right here. Because we removed one. And it updated to 35. And it added it to the top. Cool. That's pretty freaking awesome. That we've created a... That we hooked up like value base to Notion. Because this makes it really freaking easy for me. To go like, okay, let's open Notion. Let's go here. Let's go to the database. And we have a bunch of stuff in here. A job board as extension, good or bad. I already have them sorted on like date descending, so I know what's newest and what's oldest. I can be like, I don't know, open card, and like I can say, okay, let's open this. I can open this, and my friend the right day, and I've replied to it, and I can be like, okay, I've replied to this one. And then I can have a whole overview of everything I reply to and have a database of that, which is awesome. Because you might be wondering, okay, Twan, that's cool, but what are you going to do with it? I can actually use this database on my website to show everything that I've replied to. So that's cool. That's really cool. So, what is next? You might ask. Well, I want to set up a cron for this so that I don't have to run this manually every single day. I mean, it's not that bad. to do it this way because it just goes to Notion. I mean, let me think about this. If I set up a cron on a server, it will... I don't think it will cost me money because I won't be using that much like serverless hours. Although I am using Puppeteer, which might be an issue. Let's just see. Serverless function with Puppeteer. Running Puppeteer in AWS Lambda.
Hey team, we're gonna learn how we can...
Okay, now that I'm thinking about what are the implications of this. Okay, so what I could do is I could just deploy this somewhere like a serverless function route I can hit, but then anyone can hit it. Which is not something I want. I don't want people to like spam that URL. Which pretty much, so it needs some kind of authentication. So I think I might be better off with okay, what I'm thinking about right now is what are the implications of running a static cron? Okay, if I what does it bring me? Because if I'm about to provide value to people, it's not much of a problem to just run today, because I'm not going to reply to anything that happened 3 days ago, because over the weekend I tend to not answer any questions on forums, just as the way my weekends go. But then again, it's kind of cool to set up a cron and have the database fill up for me. No, I'm just gonna keep it like I will put this inside of a GitHub directory, so I can also run it from my computer. But you know what? I'm actually thinking of one use case right now, which kind of sucks. But maybe it doesn't, or maybe it does. You see, I'm thinking a lot about my evenings consist of like having dinner, chilling out for about an hour while having dinner, going to the gym, and then hanging out with my friends, or going to my parents, chilling a bit before dinner's ready, having dinner, go to the gym, hang out with friends. And sometimes I'm on the move a lot for certain activities. So the one use case is that I might want to access this database from my phone in Notion, so I can answer questions while I'm on the go. Which might be a very good use case of my time. But then again, I can also refrain from that, because in that time I'm on my phone answering, like providing value. I can also provide value via Twitter, which is also a tactic I want to utilize. Interesting. You know what? I'm not going to go ahead with setting up the Lambda, because that will be quite a work, especially with Puppeteer and Lambdas not really going hand in hand, and also preventing me from needing to write a whole authentication layer, etc, etc. However, I am going to place this inside of a GitHub directory, so I can do this inside of like... So let's do clear, let's do git init. Okay, then let's do a git ignore, and let's ignore.env and /node modules. Do I need to ignore something else. Not at the moment. I want to create a .env example, which only consists of like the Notion token. And then I can go to GitHub and create it. And it's, sorry guys, it's going to be private for obvious reasons. Or I can just make it public. I mean, doesn't matter that much if people steal this project. I mean, no, I'm going to make it private because I don't want to get like value base. I don't want to get excluded from indie hackers. Okay, create repository or push an existing. Okay, let's do this. Let's do update. Why can't I git branch? Let's start over. Why is my screen flickering? Okay, so git init. Git commit m first initial commit. Git branch m main. Error. I've never encountered this before. Okay, that was the problem. Cool. Okay, and now it's in here. So we've got the env example. We have the index. Do I still have the console logs? Yes, but only for the Notion flag. So I guess we are there. I guess we're good. Do I need to do anything else today? Let's see. So we've did this. Let's open Toggle and say that we worked on value base. Push data to Notion. Done. Done. We've worked on that from the start of the stream. So let's see. Let's open TickTick. Oh, iXPlace nice. That's right. Okay, so we did. So we're not going to do this. We are not going to do this. Yeah. Let's look at the next 7 days. Maybe there's something in here that I can pick up now. Make proposal, which we're not going to do on stream. This is another project, but I'm going to work on that in private for just a little bit to see how viable it is. I will not bore you with bookkeeping, explore HTML template business. This is something fun which we are going to address on stream as well, but then again, I first want to prepare that a little and before I talk about it. Move streaming files to correct folder, join. Nope. I think we are going to cut the stream here. Is there anything I can think of that we can do? I mean, most of the people have already left the stream. So yeah, I think most of the people have gone. So there's actually nothing I can. There's no one I can interact with right now. I thought maybe I can answer some questions, or we can go over programming problems, or I can try to come up with a design or something for the next little hour. But nobody's here at the moment, which I don't mind. People are busy at work, so I am going to. I'm thinking it's nice weather outside. I'm going for a walk. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to utilize those 3/4 of an hour. So, if you're just tuning in, you can find the stream on YouTube at the end of the day. I think we did some pretty cool work today. Yes, I was a little bit slow, but hey, this week has been hard on everybody, of course, especially the Ukraine people who have it like 1,000-fold heavier than I can ever imagine. But I also noticed that it has some effect on it has a big effect on a lot of people around me as well. Again, nothing compared to like the Ukrainian people who are really suffering, but I think it's normal to be unproductive with so much going on in the world. I just hope to hell that we don't nuke each other to pieces. Anyhow, thank you for watching. I really appreciate all the new followers. I love you. Mwah. And see you next week. See you next week. Tuesday. Tune in.